Okay, APL season is back. Everyone, I hope, is excited for the best franchise tournament at Ashoka, starting on the 18th of April. The auction's done, the teams are ready, and I'm here with members of the OC, with team members, as well as players who are playing this APL. And yeah, this is APL X Edict Sports, and this is the big preview. So, how was
Introduce
everybody's
us.
yeah, sorry, before we do that, let me quickly introduce the team. I've got Angira, the franchise player of Fuel Zone Warriors, 2 years in a row, the representative of that team. Kartikay Dutta, former editor of Edict Sports as well as owner of A to Z. And for the first time, we got Sanjna on the podcast. She's playing for A to Z. It's her first APL, first auction. So let's start there. How's it been? How's your first APL been?
I've been so excited for this since before Ashoka because the reel that y'all made last year, crazy, honestly. Like, everyone, when they found out that I'm joining Ashoka and knew I play football, sent it to me saying, oh my god, you're going here, you're gonna play this. So the hype has always been built. And then when I came here and then when we started discussing APL and the auctions, I started getting nervous, excited but nervous. And then the auction day came and it was long. It went on till 3 a.m.
It was really long.
Yeah, I sat till 3 a.m. because the first round didn't go very well for me. But then I think at the end of the day, I'm very happy with the team I got and I'm very excited for the process.
That's great to hear. And obviously, we'll come to the team you've got very soon.
Yeah.
You've got owner and player on the podcast together. But yeah, Katie, talk to me about the auction. Obviously, you were just on the owner's table this time. What was your highlight personally?
Yeah.
What was your highlight generally as a journalist also?
Yeah, my first time at the table properly. I was there for ABA online, I guess. But yeah, first time not on the auctioneer's desk doing the hammer nonsense, and I'm glad because it was 6 hours long, as you talked about. And yeah, we were the first team to buy a player because we got Jivant in the first slot, and we were like, cap, that's our captain. We just went for him, and from there we just based it off vibes, got a bunch of players we like, names we've heard of, things we've heard, players we heard good things about. It was really long. It was a bit tense. It was more stressful than I thought it would be, but good fun. I think it's a much more even auction this time than I have seen in the past, and it's a little harder to call also because of that, and we'll get to that. But yeah, I think good experience. I'm glad I did it, and we will win. So watch out.
Angira, auction highlights, lowlights.
Dude. I was swatting mosquitoes and calling illegal bids every 2 minutes. Like, it was mad. Honestly, it was fun and I love the experience, but I will not do it again. I will not be tracking budget sheet again because, dude, the amount of times people came up to me and he was like, bro, did Ruben get sold for 12 million or 15 million? Did this guy get sold to our team? Did Siddharth get sold for 14 or 34? Just look at the sheet, man.
And in the
But
middle of that,
yeah.
you had to go to Fuel Zone and run that auction as well.
Yeah, because Mr. Sandeep Bhaiya
Mr.
does
Sandeep.
not want to buy an attacker. Every time, dude,
Two
every
options in
time,
a row.
every time a tier 1 player came on the screen, he would be like, bid karenge hum. And every time it went beyond like 50 million, he was like, nahin. Cannot. Need to cut costs because I am a businessman.
Prudent
basically.
businessman, correct.
Sandeep Bhaiya is a haram wall merchant. I played for him in first year. Wow.
I rated Diego Simeone of the APL.
He really is. But yeah, okay. Before we get into previewing some of the teams, let's look at the auction still a bit more generally. What's everyone's best buy, worst buy, best steal, and sort of highlights moments of the auction in a more general sense. Katie?
Oh, the highlight is the first 100 million player of the APL, Jay
Mm.
Devasish.
Yeah.
My god, that went on forever, that bidding process. And we kind of knew because this time there were not as many, star level players as we had the last couple of auctions and all the ASP, the seniors before us. So we had an idea that Jadhar, Dhruv, Atharva, these kind of players will be going for really obscene amounts of money, and which they did. And it was, I really like Jadhar. I like him as a player. I really like him as a player. You know him from the last time. I like him and having had classes with him in general.
Top guy.
Yeah, top guy. I feel very happy for him. Feel really bad for him also because he had 39 million to get the rest of his team with. But it could have been worse. The team he did get. It's a pretty big deal. It's not something you'd expect because it's very different from ABA where you can have that kind of money thrown at one player and then just figure out the rest of it. So seeing that kind of hype was certainly thrilling, but also a little bit nerve-wracking because this is not something you want to see as the thing for the future APL. So ideally, the freshers who people haven't really seen, they come around and they prove to the university that they're at that level.
Yeah.
And hopefully next year it's a wider pool in terms of the players at that quality, so we can have again more even teams. But in general, big deal, I think. Very happy for Jaidhar, as I said earlier. And yeah, glad that Achappa is given a little bit of a lower rung.
Yeah, and I'm glad. JD is like, if I had to pick a guy to be that guy, I like
Yeah,
I like
agreed.
JD being that
Yeah.
person. Sanjna, what about you?
First of all, I think a lot of the non-cis men were steals. Manya, Nishta, Nandita,
Facts. Dude, Neeta.
Neeta,
Such a
even
steal.
Priyanshi. She's a
Yeah.
first year. She's
Starts.
amazing. But so I think a lot of them were steals. And then I think from the first year, Aryan Unarkat, he went for 65 mil,
Oh, yeah.
which was mad. Like his entire team ran to him after that auction. So I think there were a lot of surprises. It was very exciting.
We got a really good
Fun.
moment. I hope there's some like videos or something of that.
Yeah,
of
of the Narkat
all of
side,
the
yeah.
first years.
Yeah.
If we do, we'll put it, edit it in of that.
Oh yeah, all of them wearing their white shirts.
It was
and
too
just
cute.
looking at
I
each
was-
other. Really
Exactly.
nice.
Yeah, and yeah, the nonsense men. There were a lot of steals this time.
Yeah,
Priyanshi,
exactly.
Shreya.
I think Anika also is a steal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although she ended up going for
Definitely.
30.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
went for
we-
30
yeah.
eventually.
But yeah, I think that's something in a format wise we do need to look at in terms of how we incentivize players to teams to sort of spread their money out.
Exactly.
I think that's one of the few things that may have gone a little awry this year in terms of the auction. But yeah, Angira.
I think Fuel Zone is a very underrated team. I honestly think Ahan Krishna Prasad in defense with me in defense and this guy called Ramit up front is an underrated team. And I think, dude, we played backshots yesterday and we did not like die. So,
congrats.
Damn.
Good to
so
know.
I mean, yeah,
Hmm.
that's basically it for Fuel Zone.
So you're excited about Fuel Zone?
Yeah.
I mean, I think my highlight of the auction or my bid to watch out for is our sports minister, Pranav Koka, going for only 2 million. Like, you are not ready for Pranav Koka to light up the field for Elephant. And we'll speak about Elephant more specifically in the next segment. But I think Koka's a really good player, man. I really wanted to get him.
It'll be a really good
Um,
platform for players like that,
Yeah.
who aren't really heralded, people don't really know about, but they'll have time to shine this time around. The new rules that everybody has to play a minute at least.
That's true.
Yeah, teams will be incentivized, longer games also, so teams will need to give more minutes to their players
Right.
on the bench. So yeah, it's gonna be damn fun to see players like Koka, but also others just doing what they can, stepping up. Yeah, generally.
Yeah. And I think now we'll start with the exact opposite of what we were talking about, unheralded players. We'll speak about, we'll go from last year. Obviously, last year's winners, Red Challengers, are not there.
We are.
Huh?
I mean, kind of.
I
we
mean,
are.
no, they're not. Let's not. But Dollar Sign just basically got the gang back together. They bought Achapa for 94, 95.
96
which
as well, let me check.
was, I mean, obviously that
Yeah.
price is a quirk of the auction, but again, they spent big money on Dhruv. They got Aditi, they got Lakshay, which is, again, like 3 from that super team last year. But then they added some serious quality to that afterwards. Nisanka, who famously sent Pranavalli out of the tournament last year,
Yeah.
he's in that team. Jatin Dangi,
My
who
Yeah.
we
baller
all
Jatin
know
Dangi.
is a top player.
Ashoka Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah, he's a top. He's in that team now, and I can't lie, I'm a little scared.
Yeah, okay. I was actually not taking this team seriously enough. Now I'm scared. What the hell? Yeah, they're
Yeah.
stacked. Yeah.
It's like they've somehow given Dhruv a team, and Dhruv didn't have a team last time. Like, let's be honest. I mean, he did, but like he's got a significantly better team now.
I would not. I don't know. I think he had a pretty good team last time also.
Yeah.
He had Ved in his team. He had
Ishan Dubey.
He had Ishan Dubey. He had Anika at the back, which all that contributes. He had a.
Yeah.
I think he'll be not very happy with the team he's gotten again, but I think he can make it work. It's that kind of team. It'll just depend on how much he can get out of the players around him, because they're not. They're not. The players have gone for this price because they've gone for this price, right?
Yeah.
But having played with a lot of these guys, they have something to give. Jatin Dangi in particular, excited for him. He
He's
might
got a
win
lot.
the APL. It's
Yeah.
gonna be really insane. His roommates in my team, so I hope one of them wins it at least. But yeah, I think he'll be happy that he went for 15 cheaper than Jaidhar. I think that's something.
And that's given him a lot to work with. That's what's given him
Yeah.
Jatin, I think.
Honestly, yeah.
And yeah, I'm scared. I think the pressure's on him now. I think last year the pressure was not on him. because he could have won it, he could have lost it last year.
Yeah, but no.
Now I think he's expected to win, and now I think he's not only is he the sort of like last year he was up and coming and whatever. Now he's an established person in the team,
Former champion.
and he's got the team that he sort of wanted.
Hmm.
So yeah, the pressure's on the roof. Let's see.
Hmm.
All right. Ubermensch came second last year. Famously lost to the Dhruv in the final. And their challengers. No Anandita, no Aman, no they've signed the Wood
Aman is there.
until.
Oh no, Aman Sharma is
Yeah.
there.
Got an Amil.
We got Aman. But
Aman.
so yeah, what are we thinking about Ubermensch?
Yeah, I'm surprised at Dawood, the RTM issue. I'm not really sure, but
Yeah.
they'll be a bit stiffed by that. But you know, Dawood at 59 was again at a very good price, so they would have been excited at during the auction. They were sitting right behind us, and every time they were getting a player, this one, what's his name? Apram had his sword and he's just banging on the hard road. It's a little bit intimidating actually, but not really. And yeah, I mean, we'll find out. It's going to be. They put together a really good team last time and trying to replicate that will be tough. But they've got Anaya on their team also who's going to be playing keeper again, I assume. I'd assume, right? Maybe outfield. So yeah, it will be interesting to see what they can put together if Dawood is reported is not playing.
Yeah, these are unconfirmed reports, so we may have egg in our face.
Yeah,
All
but
right, very
definitely
quickly
not as definitely not as scary as last time.
They also have a really underrated nonsense man player. Ashna Thomas went
Ashna,
for
yeah.
5,000, but she just went for 5 million. But like she's like one of the best football players.
I don't think
I've
people
ever
know
played
that
with.
because she plays on the basketball
Yeah.
team, but she's insane on the
She's
field.
so good, dude. I had
Yeah.
to argue with her to not like leave football, but she didn't want to play.
She likes
out of
basketball more?
sugar, yeah.
Mm.
I've been playing with her since school, dude. She is so good.
And that gives them that option
yeah,
now.
and
Like
I
if
really-
they don't want,
Yeah,
it gives them an extra option of they can decide between Anaya and Ashna.
yeah.
And like they're fluid that way. So they
Yeah.
have options to bench, and
They
they will
do.
be in that sort of bracket. Elephant as well came third place. They RTM Bhavya for really cheap. That's superb buy. They got Pranav Koka for 2. They've got Dao, who wasn't there last APL. I'm very excited for everyone to see Dao in this
Oh, yeah.
APL. He's
What a
such
pleasure to watch.
baller.
What a pleasure to watch.
He's
him,
just
genuinely.
he's just so fun to watch.
They've got Shouty for quite a bit again, so they've
Yeah.
brought Shouty back. So even they've gone for the
Band back together.
band back together tactic, and instead of Tejas, who's been injured, they've got in Madhav, who can also like just stride up with the ball from the back. Is a solid presence at the back. So it is very similar to what they had last time,
Mhm.
and they were definitely very fun to watch because nobody was really watching out for them because they didn't think they had pieces but they didn't have a superstar. And then they really took the league by surprise the way they played. They played some really good football. They had really good chemistry. So they'll be trying to do that again, and they have some really good players to do that again with. So it'll be fun. They're always a fun team to kind of see with their elephant emojis at the end of their text messages on the owners group.
It's also not an elephant. It's a mammoth.
It's a
as we were
mammoth.
discussing.
That's what I was seeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so those are the teams from last year. Anyone else any thoughts that we've missed out on? And those are the top 3 from last year who you would expect to be in the running. Yeah, let's quickly come to some of the top teams from this year based off the auction. I'm going to talk about Pineapple. I think we've built a good team again. I think, like, yes, Zahan and Angad are top guys. Those we know. I think Shreya for 8 is an absolute steal. I saw her in practice yesterday. A lot of people haven't seen her play football.
Yeah,
I
for a
think there's
long
that.
time. That's true.
But like it's going to make a huge difference. I think like she's like Arya Shah for 5, Aryan Chaudhary for 5. Again, 2 absolute steals. I remember
winner
somebody
circle.
asked me at Fuel Zone the other day, who's Aryan Chaudhary? I said after APL, you're not going to be asking me that question.
I swear I asked you that question.
I think it was you.
Ah,
Yeah. I'm very, very excited about Pineapple. Very quickly, let's come to A to Z. Both of you, how do both of you feel?
I think
Let's
we
start with Sanjna,
have.
actually,
Okay, I started
as a
with
player.
Sanjna.
Okay,
with
I
the owner
have
in
to
front of
say,
you.
whenever I've told anyone I'm in A to Z, they said, "Oh, that's the perfect team as a first year. You're so lucky. They're so nice. It's a very wholesome team." And I fully agree. I've had an amazing time so far. Like training sessions have been fun. Even our intro, it was so amazing. So honestly, I feel blessed.
I'm glad. Yeah, I think we have a lot of good. Like, I think we have depth which a lot of other teams don't, because we have players who can play football all the way down. And I'm glad that we have. We've always tried to have a nonsense male player who is, a big member of the team. We had Radha the first year, with Tarini last year. we went away a bit from that, but we knew about Malya and Sanjna both. We'd heard a lot of good things.
Again, options. Yeah.
Yeah, and both are really good options. Both, I've watched them play. They both have genuine dog in them. Like they're ready to go into the tackle, ready to try and take some kneecaps off. So really excited about that. Happy to be playing with Jeevan, who I'm very close to. Happy to have players around him who are, we got for relatively cheap. So yeah, excited.
All right, we're running out of time. So very quickly, everyone give me a prediction for this APL, and then we'll come to the other teams. Hopefully very soon. But yeah, prediction, Sanjna.
A-Z will win.
Angira?
Fuel Zone will make it out of the group stage.
That's a pretty safe prediction. Like back yourself a bit.
Okay, I think semis. Let's do semis.
Fuel Zone to the semis. That's
Yeah.
interesting.
Oh,
My
Let's
prediction
try.
is that the Golden Boot will not go to a team player. So we will have Varshogani-esque Golden Boot winner this time.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
My prediction is Hazu and Girish, best big man small man combination of all time.
Oh, I love
Coming
that.
for it,
Yeah. All right, that's all for today. And we'll figure out how to preview the other teams very soon.
See y'all.